Now it gives me pleasure to turn the microphone over to our co-chairman from Eversource, the Vice President of Employee and Labor Relations of Eversource Energy, Chris Hall.
People sit, Paul?
Yes, and you can sit. You're getting too close to the mic. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Paul. I'm thrilled to be here. As Paul said, I'm Chris Hall, Vice President of Labor Relations at Eversource Energy and co-chair of this year's ceremony. My co-chair, Harry Brett, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2017 Cushing Gavin Awards Dinner. Once again, the Labor Guild has a distinguished group of awardees this year, one of whom, Mark Batten, I worked with for many years when I was at the Boston Globe. I've had the pleasure of working for or with many of the past awardees, and I'm happy to see some of them in attendance tonight. Finally, I'd like to recognize the Labor Guild. During my 20 years at the Boston Globe, the Labor Guild was an instrumental partner to both the company and the unions. We spent many long days and nights there, Greg, in negotiations, very difficult negotiations during a very trying time in the newspaper business. And finally, I'd like to turn it over to my co-chair, Harry Brett, so he can introduce the head table. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the awardees.
Thank you, Chris.
Shh. Father Boyle used to try that years ago, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Thank you, Chris, very much for your remarks. My name is Harry Brett. I'm the business manager, financial secretary, treasurer of the Plumbers Union, and I'm delighted to serve as the dinner's labor co-chair for the Labor Guild. And it is such a wonderful institution in the life of this Commonwealth. I have a little piece here that I can add something, but I really think it's exciting that we've moved this to this venue in the House of Labor at Local 103. And also, you know, the room was always tough before, and when the awardees get up, you know, it's a good room for them to tell their story about why they've been recognized by the Guild tonight. So, with that being said, I'd like to formally introduce the head table, and if you could, I know you tried to, if you want to clap, that's fine, but I'm going to introduce the head table. So, in the front row, to my far right, is Keith Vieira, Cynthia Roderick's nephew. To my right is Cynthia Roderick, tonight's Labor Awardee. On my left is my management co-chair, Chris Hall, and next to him is Stephen Afanato, our management awardee. And Courtney Afanato is Stephen's wife. So I should have did her first. So behind me, starting to my far right, is the hardworking, obviously, Allison Every, the Labor Guild's executive director. Next, we have Mark Batten, this year's management attorney awardee, and Margaret Batten, Mark's wife. We have Miriam Well, David's wife, and David Wheel, our Boyle awardee. And Eileen Norton, our Guild president. So for the first time in 51 years, the Cushing Gavin Awards dinner is not being held at the major hotel in Boston, and we are grateful to the good folks at IBEW 103 for hosting us this year in their beautiful hall. At this time, I'd like to invite someone I know very well, a very good friend, Louis Antonellis, the business manager up to 103, to say a few words. Lou?